Hey guys, I want to share with you guys a real quick haul from Blitsy that I picked up, and then I'm going to share with you like a kind of how-to video on creating a flower from one of the Spellbinders dies that I just picked up. Okay, so recently, I think, let me see if I can zoom out here. I think I'm a little close. There we go. Recently, Blitsy had some Cosmo Cricket, and this is the Art Angel line, and I love it. Very neutral, pretties, like mint greens, taupes, a little bit of red, a little bit of orange, a little bit of cream, like that one. This is kind of a masculine designs with some really cool pinks too. I like that a lot. Anyway, I picked that up because I thought, oh, that's a really, I haven't seen this one. I know it's probably not new, but I liked it a lot. So I got that one. Good deal on that. Picked up this Spellbinders die. This is the Spiral Blossom 4. Looks just like this when you get it. This is the flower that I'm going to share with you guys today. Just a couple things on changing up the appearance of it a little bit. I made these with craft paper. Both from the same die. You can change up the size a lot. I also picked up some of the Delusions by Ranger. I got the Bubblegum Pink, sorry about that, Bubblegum Pink, the Post Box Red, and the Crushed Grape. And I will say that these are highly pigmented. They are very, very colorful, to say the least. So that's what I picked up from Blitsy. As always, I've got the link down below. So you guys, if you're not familiar with Blitsy or you haven't signed up yet, please use my link and go get yourself some good deals. Okay, now I want to share with you guys how to use this die. It's not hard. It's really easy. These dies make flower making incredibly easy. Basically, all you need to do with this is roll it up. That's how simple it is. If you wanted to just roll it up and do nothing else, your flower would still be very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of these out so I can share with you what I've done. And I'm just using my Big Shot, and this will be off camera because if you guys have a Big Shot, you know how to use it. If you don't have a Big Shot, then it won't matter because you won't be using this die unless you're using the Spellbinders Grand Caliber or their smaller machine or a Cuttlebug. So I've just cut it out. This is what it looks like when it's still on the die. You just flip it over and it comes out just like this. Now, because I like some color, I'm going to go ahead and use some of my Tim Holtz inks. I'm going to use the ones that I haven't used yet. This one is Ripe Persimmon. It's kind of an orangey color. And I'm not even going to bother getting out my ink blending tools. I'm just going to stamp it on here. Just kind of smush it around. Stamp it on. Don't be too precise about it. Just give it some color. Clean this up a little bit. I just take some soap and water and clean my table off later, so don't worry, it doesn't stain. I'm going to heat this up, so it might get a little noisy for just a second. Okay, you don't have to dry it all the way because you're going to wet it again anyway. But this is what it looks like. And see, it's got some texture right now. And you could leave it like this if you wanted to have that texture. That would be great. I am, however, going to spritz it with my homemade glimmer so I get some shine on it. And that's going to make all of that color just kind of meld together. And it's almost going to be solid by the time I'm done. Okay, let me heat that up. Okay, got that all dried up. That's what it looks like right now on craft paper. Now I'm just going to roll it up. I'm just going to take my tweezers and use that. But before I do that, this is something that I like to do here. And you don't have to, but I just kind of like it. I'm just going to fold these top parts back. I'm just going to roll them back with my stylus. You can use a paintbrush if you have one handy. And this is just going to give my flower some dimension. Now you don't have to do this. If you don't want to, no problem, don't do it. Just roll it up and be done. I kind of like my flowers to have a little bit more dimension, look a little bit different, look more like petals maybe. And again, you can use a paintbrush too. This one doesn't have a very long tip for a stylus, so it makes it a little bit harder. But I'm sure whatever you have on hand will be perfectly fine to use. And I'm just going to do these on all of the little petals. Getting to the end, I'm just going to fold them over a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take my tweezers, and with it facing away from you, the colored side away from you, you're going to grab it with your tweezers and just start rolling it up. And you'll hear my dog barking in the background. I think my husband might be home. Okay, and I'm just going to roll it up. And then we'll go ahead and we'll reshape those petals as soon as we're done. Take it off your tweezers if it gets a little bit too hard to roll. And then you just finish rolling it up. And then I let it go, because I like my flowers to be a little bit bigger. Let it go. Fold down your petals just a little bit, however you want. Let it go until you get the right size. Sorry about my dog barking in the background there. And then I use hot glue. Hot glue dries fast, works good for flowers. Okay. So I just put some hot glue on there, and I'm not shy with it either. I put quite a bit on there. Okay. And then I'm just going to maneuver my petals until I have them like I like them. And that's how fast you can make a flower with one of these dies. So I've got one here with the seedless preserves. And then I've also got one that just has some vintage photo on the outside. Super easy to make. Definitely, if you don't have that die by Spellbinders, check it out and go pick one up. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.